Hi everyone, welcome back to Vedic Life Coaching. Thank you so much for joining me, and welcome to the Sidereal Vedic Astrology Outlook for the month of May. We are almost at the halfway point this year, and I know some of you in the comments have been observing that this year is going really fast. One of you even said it is screaming by. I agree fully with that. I'm feeling it as well on my end that this year is fast. There is a lot of movement, a lot happening. It's going quickly. I know last year was a Saturn year, that was slow for me, and the year before was a Ketu year, and that was slow for me as well. I noticed that bookings were a little bit down in last year. I wasn't expecting it to be, but it was actually across the summer. Things were a little bit quiet for me, and the summer before that, the Ketu year, that was very quiet. I remember that. It's going to be interesting to see how summer goes for me this year, but so far I have been very booked up every single week, bookings. It's been very busy. So thank you so much everyone for booking with me. I love doing the sessions. I love getting to know you and your lives and what's happening and how the stars are matching up for you. It is just so fascinating. So yeah, I also wanted to welcome the new subscribers. Thank you so much for joining. And let's get into the energy for May. What can we expect astrologically? So we've got Saturn continuing his journey through Pisces. He will be in his own nakshatra, Uttarabhadrapada. So I think this will be a time where Saturn rolls up his sleeves and gets some serious work done. This could be to do with dismantling old structures that just aren't working anymore. There's karma to pay. You know, Saturn is the karmic accountant. So some of this is going to be difficult. Some of this is going to be a bit painful at times. May could contain some difficult things from a Saturn perspective. We've still got Mars debilitated in Cancer for the whole month. I spoke about that for every single sign in the April edition. So I'll put that up here if you want to check out the April episode and just check in with how your Mars placement is doing. I read that for every sign there. So that is Mars debilitated in Cancer, and that's going to be a continuation of, mind games and or psychological warfare. In its worst condition, it can be like that. But equally, in its mild form, Mars debilitated in Cancer, this is the thinker, this is the philosopher. So this energy can be very beautiful as well, if we handle it the right way. Now, Jupiter moves into Gemini. I covered this in a breakout video as well. So if you haven't seen that, check out Jupiter in Gemini. I've got an overview for every single sign. But from that video, I really gathered that this is going to be a good time to be doing anything intellectual or anything that requires fine detail. And we can see that on the world stage at the moment, with the tariffs. That is a big, large-scale project that contains a lot of fine detail. We're going to have Rahu-Ketu axis shift into Aquarius and Leo. I wrote the wrong thing in my note. I'll just update that. We're going to have this shift soon. That's going to be big. And that's going to impact all of us for a year and a half. So I will be doing a breakout video on that. And I would say collectively, just at a high level, when I think about this particular transit, what am I seeing here? Well, definitely a continuation of protests in the world. People are going to need to protest. People, we still need people power. We really need that. I think we're going to need that while Pluto is in Capricorn. Here in Sidereal Vedic Astrology, we're going to have Pluto in Capricorn until about 2039. Let me double check that for you. I always get that slightly confused because, all right, let's have a look. Is it 2039? Just looking at an Aries chart here. Oh no, hang on, I've gone too far. I went into Aquarius. Yeah, about 2038, 2039, thereabouts, we're going to have this shift. So I think, I mean, there's going to be so much change in the establishment. Anything we consider to be the establishment, corporations, top leadership, how the world is really run and governed, which is not how it has been presented to us. It's good for us to be skeptical, and it's good for us to think more and protest where possible. Yeah, I think that's just going to be a good thing that's going to continue. I mean, right through till 2039. Yeah, that's a while. I mean, are we going to have to keep protesting for that long? You know, I mean, from now until then, there will be better seasons. There will be, you know, better times. That's how it goes. But I think, well, definitely until, say, for example, what is it, 2032? I know a lot of people have predicted that through to 2032, 2033, a lot of the world, the build of the world is going to change a huge amount. And I've heard that 2032, 2033 onwards, things are going to be a lot better. I've also heard, I mean, people said that Kali Yuga ended, what was it, a few weeks ago or something. But see, I'm not convinced of that. I think how it works with Kali Yuga is that we are in an upward season or cycle. So I think there's evolution, and I think on the whole things are improving because people are living longer. When you look at the quality of the goods that we can buy cheaply today, it's much better than the cheapest stuff you could buy 30 years ago. Things like that. I really do think, you know, things have improved and are improving. And I think we're in an upward cycle or season of Kali Yuga where things just keep getting better. That is what I believe. But I still think we're in Kali Yuga. Again, that's very debatable. I did not know I was going to waffle on about all that. I'll come back to my notes here. Let's take a look. Now I've got here, in the mini reports this time, I will cover the movement of the Sun. Sun will go into Taurus, and we've got Venus exalted. So that's why I'm wearing a bit of, you know, pink today. Venus is exalted all month. This is beautiful. And Venus is going forward, it's direct now. So as of 13th April, Venus has gone direct according to our system here. So I think this is really beautiful, loving energy for all of us to tune into, and I'm so happy about that. That is the single best energy in the sky for May. And if you're up here in the northern hemisphere, then it's springtime, and you know, flowers are blooming, and it's really nice. So another reminder I have for everyone is just those of you who are watching this in April. I'm recording this on the 16th of April today. Now, if you're watching this early, just remember that Akshaya Tritiya is on 29th April. Mark that date in your diary, and if there's something you want to start on that day, maybe you want to start a social media platform, or you want to open a savings account, or maybe you want to, well, it's a bit quick for this, but who knows, maybe you want to get married on that day. That's a good day to get married because the Sun and Moon are exalted on Akshaya Tritiya. So remember this date, 29th April. That's going to be a good date to do something special or important, or something that you want it to grow, you want it to last, you want it to be some beautiful thing in your life. Well, that's the day to start it. So yeah, I've got here, if you have something important to do it on that day. Now, I haven't got, let's see, wow, we're at 9 minutes, we're early, this is rare. I haven't got a news matchup this time, guys, because I haven't really been watching the news. I think I'm tuned into Venus energy because I have been just going slow and taking time and enjoying simple things and cooking and not bothering much about news. I have been I think taking a news break. I'm not really engaged in all of that. But what I do have here for you is I've got some other things. Now, we are going to cover off some frequently asked questions that I get here on the channel, and I think this will be really interesting because, well, the first question, I've had this a few times here and there where some people ask, how did I career transition to doing what I'm doing now? And yes, I did career transition. Guys, I've career transitioned twice. I left IT, I worked in IT, so my first job out of university was at Accenture as a tech consultant a very long time ago, and I used to code and I used to do all that kind of thing. But then I was made redundant, and then I thought, what do I really want to do with my life? And I wanted to write professionally. I wanted to be a writer, but I thought, how do I do that and earn money? So I became a copywriter in advertising. And I did that. So that all happened a long time ago when I was young, because I was only at Accenture for a short time, and before I was made redundant. And then I thought, what do I want to do? And then I went into advertising. And then when I was in advertising, so I worked at Leo Burnett in Sydney, and then I came here to London and kept working in the ad business over here. So one of you had asked, how did I career transition? I've got, I'll put by my side on Patreon, come onto Patreon because I tell the full story there. The video is, I think I called it About Your Instructor, and you'll be able to watch that. And I tell the whole story of how I career transitioned from, now that would have been from advertising to doing this work. So yes, that is the story on there. You can find out about it on Patreon. Now, the other questions, frequently asked questions I get, this is a huge question. I get this one a lot. And this is, can I read my chart from D9? Yes, you can. You can absolutely read from D9. And I'll talk a little bit about that here because I think it'll be quite useful for some of you. So can you read from D9? You can. How I read D9 is, for me, D9 represents your spouse chart, and it will really start to become active. If you get married, that chart will become very active, and new things will open up for you. Same for your partner. It really is quite incredible. I was watching a vlog one time by someone who, now she is a medical doctor and she reviews products on the internet. It's quite interesting. So she has nothing to do with astrology, but she said this incredible thing one time. She said that, I don't know what it is, but I'm turning into my husband. She's like, all the time, as I keep living, I'm becoming him. And she's just described the functioning of D9. Yes, she's growing more and more into that D9 chart. Now, do you have to be married for this chart to activate? No, I see that D9 initiates and activates anyway from age 42 onwards. So when Rahu matures, you start living out more of your D9 chart. So that's another thing I've observed. The other thing about D9 chart is that it's always on. So at a deep level, you have always been your D9 chart. You are that. It's who you are very deep within. And your D9 chart will give you some clues as to why you have certain dreams or certain aspirations or ambitions. You'll find answers to that in your D9 chart. And perhaps if those things, those dreams of yours aren't happening now, then maybe they're supposed to happen for you later, after 42, even after 48. 48 is when Ketu matures. So how do you read transits from D9? So what if you like watching these reports and you want to watch for your D9? So we'll talk about it. I'll give you the answer, and then I'll tell you if I do this or not. So all right. So how do we do this? So let's bring up the chart of Albert Einstein. Now, if Albert Einstein wanted to watch one of my reports, wow, wouldn't that be amazing? That would just be wild. Okay, let's just say that's happening. He would read. Ideally, he's going to click on the Scorpio little click link that I provide below, so he can click Scorpio because he's got a Scorpio moon, so he can watch the Scorpio report. That will help him, and we can see that in his D1 chart here. He could look from his ascendant. He could click on the Gemini report as well, and I would recommend that he watch both of those. Now, because his sun happens to be conjunct 3 other significant planets, he could watch from his sun as well. So he could click on the Pisces report and get some clues from there. Okay, but what if he wants the perspective from the D9 chart? So let's bring up the D9 chart, and we'll see here. All right, so he'd be then clicking on Capricorn and watch that report. He could click on his ascendant if he wanted to and watch that report. So that's Pisces, so that's a doubling up there. So that's quite good. Would I recommend that he look from his sun in D9? Not particularly. His sun's seated alone. I wouldn't bother with that. He could look, and the other thing is that he could be looking at D9 with a view to getting some hints about his partner if he wanted to do that. He could look at his career. So we'll bring up the D10 chart, and he could look at his Aquarius moon report. He could look at his Sagittarius ascendant report. And that's something he could do. Equally, you could look up your D7 chart for children or your D12 chart for parents if you wanted to. But would I do any of this? Is another question that some of you might be asking. You might be asking, well, you do this work. What do you recommend? And I would recommend, don't do any of that, is what I would recommend. I would just watch these reports from the D1 chart, and that's it. I would look at moon, and I would look at ascendant. If my sun was conjunct a lot of planets or on the nodes, I would take a look at sun as well. But 3 is a lot, I think 2 is good, and moon and ascendant is good. That's what I would do. And I wouldn't, last night, because I get this question so often, can I read from D9? Can I read from D9? I thought I should answer it, and you can. But so last night I looked at my own chart, and I just had a look at, all right, let me have a think of, my D9 chart and my D10 chart, and I'll see the Saturn transit from there. And did it add some value? Yeah, a bit, but not really. I think for me, and I think because firstly, my life is very simple. So I don't have a very complicated life. And for me, what's enough is I always know at any given point in time where Saturn is in the sky. So how I personally use this, I know where Saturn is at all times. And I bear in mind the 2.5 years, 2 to 3 year training ground that we're on, and what area of my life is highlighted. That I know that, and that's very important to me. Knowing my Mahadasha Lord is very important to me, and what years those are. So that's why when I was looking up Pluto earlier, I have to look, is it 2039 or 2037? I always get that confused because I'm pretty sure my Mahadasha, actually I'll just look at my chart now. Yes, it ends in 2037. That's why I have that date in my mind. So I know my Mahadasha sequence, and that's important to me. As for Mahadasha, Vimshotri Dasha, how deep do I go in the Antardashas? For me personally, 1 layer deep. I don't go more than that. That's enough for me. And what else do I like to know? I like to know where the sun is, I suppose, and the moon is important too. But I'm not too bothered with the fine detail myself, even though I know I make these reports, but it's quite funny. I was chatting with a friend one time. I left her a voicemail, and she was talking about Mercury retrograde, and I think I left in the voicemail, I said something like, is it Mercury retrograde? I don't even know. And she found that really funny. And yeah, it is funny because I make these reports, I know, but it's like I don't live to that fine a detail. One of the other big comments I get on the channel is that people observe and say that, yeah, you're calm and you're peaceful. And yeah, I think one of the reasons I'm calm and I'm peaceful is because I keep this thing clutter free, right? So overwhelm myself with too much information either. So I have had to become good at switching off my devices, which I do. And I don't see, that's why I wouldn't look at D9 and D10. I wouldn't do that. Now, I do this work for a living, so I know how to read all of these things. And when I'm in a session with you, oh, believe me, I'm looking at D9, D10, D7, D12, I'm looking at D60, D45. I'm going everywhere. I'm looking at everything because this is my work. So I definitely look at everything. I know lots of techniques. I use them. And what's interesting to me as well doing the sessions is that, so when it's a recording, for example, so I'm talking for an hour and a half about your charts, okay, and I will look at everything and I'll try and assess and give you all the things that you need. Now, in that hour and a half, I can pack a lot of detail into there, and I do. But at the same time, when you listen to it, you might listen once and then some things will occur to you. And it's probably going to be, you'll probably have 2 or 3 takeaways that are quite significant. And then what I recommend people do if you get a recording is if you listen to it a few months from now, you'll have a slightly different experience and 2 or 3 different things will stand out to you. Then you listen a year from now, and then you'll see, wow, I've grown and changed, and wow, I'm implementing some of this stuff. And wow, okay, I'm growing. And you listen to it in 5 years and you'll have a different experience again. So that's how I design a recording. Now, when it's a live Zoom session, I come to that session really prepared. And I've got several pages of notes on you. I've really studied you. I've gone into detail. I've looked at every little thing. But when it's a live Zoom, sometimes a lot of you will, which I love, you'll sort of direct the session and you'll be like, okay, I really want to know this and I really want to know that. And like this, we go down different tangents and we look at different things, and it's organic and it's dynamic. And sometimes there can be a whole page of stuff that I never even touched on, you know, that I've pre-prepared, but we don't even go into that because, you know, your appetite for what you need at any given time might be different. Sometimes in a reading, I, you know, will say, for example, if you have children, I will be opening up the D7 chart and looking in there. Sometimes I won't touch it at all. You know, you may not have kids, so in case I wouldn't look at that. But like, so that's a different circumstance when you're booking a reading. Then yes, fine detail, and I know how to look up all the things and all the technicalities. Of course, I do that. But for myself, I don't go too detailed. I don't have the need. Yeah, and I think that is a good thing when we can be just quite light touch about this stuff. That is quite good. You're in a good place. It's good to say, for example, you know, watch a monthly like this. And some time ago, one of the reasons I love doing these reports is because when I was doing my career and, you know, I was in advertising, there were people whose monthly reports I tuned into, and I gained a lot of benefit from it. And I think the benefit I gained from it was that watching reports like this kept me in touch with time. It kept me honoring time and respecting time and mindful of time. And Saturn loves that. Saturn wants you to have a relationship with time. He doesn't want you to waste time. Mars doesn't want you to waste time either. Actually, I've been studying deeper into Mars, and yeah, Mars is quite, can really love efficiency and don't waste and all that kind of thing. So I think these reports are such a good thing from that point of view. And when I used to watch, I wasn't an astrologer then, and I didn't have the knowledge, but I was in it for the wisdom. So I was in it for all the little tips and the coaching and the guidance, and the, you know, the astrologers would always have these great things that they would say, and they'd suggest things, and I'd think, oh, that's a good idea, I should do that. So yeah, in that similar way, I'm trying to give back what I received for all those many years. there was one astrologer, I'll mention her name because I don't know if she does this anymore, Diana Garland. She was great, and I remember for 10 months straight, she was just reading my life, and it was so helpful to just watch those videos. Sometimes I get asked the question that, someone asked me one time on the email, he said that, look, I've been watching your monthly reports, and do I need to come for a consultation? He said, I'm getting so much from your monthly reports, but I don't know if I need to, should I get a consultation? So because he was asking, should I get one? For me, you don't need it, you see. So I said that if you're getting enough from the free monthly stuff, keep doing that, and that's fine. It means you don't need any more, and that's a good thing. But you'll be nudged or guided intuitively if it's something you need to look into further. Were there any other points I wanted to make here? Yeah, we're just about at the thingies. All right, so let's... another tip you can do, so if you are a detailed person though, because I know a lot of people who watch these, you are astrologers yourself, and yeah, I get a lot of bookings by astrologers too, which is always such an honor. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody who books with me. I mean, it's just so amazing. But like a lot of you are, you know the system really well, and you want just to know, yeah, can I read from D9? You can. D10, D7, D12, as I've said, these can be useful. The other thing is that you might want to read from the perspective of your Venus. So you just look at where your Venus is, and then you can watch the report from there. The other thing that's really useful with Venus, where your natal Venus sits, is when there's an eclipse that happens on your natal Venus, you'll discover that that's quite an incredible thing, because it's like your heart will be cleared of like past memories and all that kind of thing. That can happen, or some event can activate or happen regarding love life. So for both men and women, look at Venus, where your Venus sits natally. If there's a planet going over that can trigger something. Equally, if there's an eclipse happening on your natal Venus, that could trigger something. That could trigger a clear out of some kind. That could be a clear out of old memories or beliefs or something along those lines. And for women, so for men and women, you can look at Venus for the state of the relationship. Now for women, you can look at Jupiter, and you can look and see what's happening to your natal Jupiter, and that could impact your partner if you're in a relationship, or you're just looking for clues or information, or you just want to know something, or this is a really incredible and powerful tool. And it can give you all kinds of information. But the other thing is that it's like it will animate best in a very spiritual way if your asking is very pure and true. If that is happening, then some divine thing will come through this system to you. It's the quality of the asking that is the most important. So that's another tip that I'll give you there. I've got a lot to say about readings and what they are and how they are, and should you get them done and all that. Yeah, I mean, you can. I in my Jupiter Mahadasha, I actually didn't get any astrology readings, but I got every other kind of reading imaginable. There's so many kinds. There's energy readings, aura readings, this, that, everything. Psychic, mediums, channels, trance people, trance is in TRANCE, what other type things? There's just so many modalities. And in my Jupiter Mahadasha, I got every type of reading imaginable. For me, it was an adventurous thing. I'd even I had some finances to do this back then. I would fly to other countries and I'd meet the best people and meet them and, okay, read me, tell me something. I was on a real quest of seeking in my Jupiter Mahadasha. The camera battery ran out, or the memory card filled up, something happened. Anyway, I think the universe is telling me, okay, lady, you've said enough. I know, I've said enough. But like, yeah, Jupiter Mahadasha, I went and got all kinds of readings. And then now, so I'm in the Saturn Mahadasha now. And this is the last point I'll share with you on this. I mean, just me knowing that has been huge. Because just me knowing that I'm in Saturn Mahadasha brings me so much peace. That's what this system has done for me. I know that it's 2018, isn't it? 2018 to 2037. I'm in the Saturn Mahadasha. I know that. And just knowing that has been so important for me because it has brought me so much peace and ease. It has calmed me right down. If I didn't know just that one piece of information, I could easily be depressed. I could easily be comparing myself to all my friends and thinking, oh, I need to be doing better and I need to be earning more and I need to have this and I need to have that and I'm not doing any of that. I could have easily been in all that. But because I know I'm in the Saturn Mahadasha and I know I'm meant to be doing this path, I'm meant to be serving people through my own business that I'm making. That's very often what Saturn Mahadasha entails, depending on where your Saturn is and what you've had going on in the lead up to that. But for me, I know I'm on the right path. Just that one piece of information has brought me so much peace, so much, and has saved me a lot of trouble. And it's so, I think the beauty of this tool, it can be that, yes, there's a lot of fine detail and you can look up D9 and D10 and all these different things, but maybe you're getting big peace or big serenity and calm from one small piece of information. So remember that, okay? Because it is a big and extravagant and complicated tool, but you might not need all of it or every single little bit of it, kind of thing. I hope that's helpful to anyone out there, because I think sometimes it is good to stop and reflect and just talk about how do we use these reports in our daily lives. And it's good to just stop and do that. All right, well, I think we're going to get into the mini reports now. I'm so excited to do this because we're going to talk about the Sun and Venus, and these are great planets. So let's go. Aries, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Aries Ascendant, Aries Moon, or Aries Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So what do we have happening in May, Aries? Well, for the whole month, Venus is going to be direct and exalted in your 12th house. So this is great energy for escapism, relaxing, and treating yourself to some valuable me time if you've been needing that. Now, if you're in a partnership, this is great energy for the two of you to have a little getaway or something like that. If you're single, you might meet someone while traveling or even just escaping to a local cafe. So it's a good time to meet someone. Equally, this could be a time of healing in your partnership, okay? If you've been going through something that's been a bit difficult, this could be a time where you each have a bit of space, you each have a bit of time to reflect, things ease, smooth out. So it's nice energy coming from Venus. Now the Sun enters second house Taurus for you. This is mid-month onwards. So Sun is going to be in Taurus mid-month onwards in your second house. This should bring some stability to your life if that has been lacking lately. It might cause some expenses, and the temptation to spend on beautiful things could be high. So I've got the note here, see if you can save instead. That could be a good thing. But who knows, maybe you can just splash out and treat yourself to something. But you'd have to check with Saturn for that. What is your Saturn doing? Let me just check it for you. Let's have a look. What is Saturn doing? Because some of you may not have the software or be able to look it up. Yeah, see, this is why I said that thing about maybe you should save, because Saturn is transiting 12 from your sign. So yes, it's a bit of, it's good for you to save if you can. Yeah, but you'll know. You'll use your intuition. You always know. We always know, don't we? We always know when it's like, okay, I shouldn't. It's always a knowing. This is what I've discovered. This is your intuition at play. It's like that whole thing when you know that, okay, one ice cream is good, but then if I have 2 ice creams, I'm going to regret that. You always know. You always know. So follow that. Follow that thing, that inner knowing where you know. So 12th May, full moon, Libra, Vishaka Nakshatra. That's happening for you in your 7th house. So a cycle is closing in relationships. And this is connecting in with materialism. It's like you're on a threshold of becoming a lot more spiritual, or something's about to release and you're going to be a lot more free. I've got here, you're craving deeper and meaningful connections in life. And with that full moon there on the 12th of May, there's just going to be a deepening of a realization of that, and some cycle closing out, connecting with all of that type of thing. Now 27th May, we've got a new moon in Taurus, Rohini Nakshatra. This is happening for you in your 2nd house. So this is an excellent time to wish for big money, big abundance of any kind. Abundance of any kind. You know, abundance is, yes, it's money, but it's love and it's ease and it's joy and it's just feeling more free, isn't it? So it's a good time to wish for that type of thing. And it's also good to wish specifically for the next steps to get there. We've got Mercury here in this new moon. So you can be inspired. What are the steps you have to do? What are the tiny micro steps you have to do in order to make great progress? Now, Aries moon, I do just want to check in with you guys. How are you doing? You're at the start of Sadhisati. How is it so far? You know, it is a long period of time. It's a 7.5 year period of time. So you're just at the beginning. I've got here, how are you doing with Sadhisati? And for those of you who want to look it up or Google it, it's spelled Sadesati. You can Google it, learn about it. It's basically when Saturn passes over the moon. So it takes 7.5 years. I've got the contemplation questions for you. Has the pace of your life changed at all? And are you designing a solid routine for your life? And I've got here, you could be creating an enhanced version of chop wood, carry water for yourself, because you're going to want that stability to fall back on it. And one of the great remedies in Sadhisati is that, you know, just put your head down and do your work type thing. So yeah, that designing a more solid routine, that's a good thing across this time. Well, Aries, your Venus is certainly stunning. In fact, I think I could say you've got the best Venus of everybody, because it's happening in your 12th house. So if you feel the need to rest, relax, just be in feminine energy, feminine flow. Feminine flow is, we don't know what's happening, right? It's like you just want to be in that space for a while. Do that. It's good for you. So yeah, no deadlines, no pressure. Just be. Aries, thank you so much for joining. We are now going to welcome Taurus. Taurus, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Taurus Ascendant, Taurus Moon, or Taurus Sun, as per the Sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So now we have got Venus direct and exalted for the whole month. This is beautiful energy. This is happening in your 11th house. So you are very attractive this month, Taurus. If you are single, get out there, socialize, do all of that, meet with friends. I've got here, it's a great time for networking. It's a great time for social media, or yeah, sharing ideas or anything like that. I've got here, this is great for a boost in income as well. And there's also something about, there's no need to hustle this month. This is about magnetizing. This is about law of attraction. It's almost like it'll be more productive for you to chill out a bit, or to rest a bit, or to not put your foot on the accelerator so much. This is just, you know, let the flow carry you a bit here, because it could do a better job than you could do, possibly, this month. Now, the Sun enters first house Taurus from mid-month onwards. You are shining this month. People will see you. People recognize you. Some might find it hard to get close to you. That is a possible thing as well. Also, the sun here could be physically draining, could produce headaches at times, so don't overwork. Yeah, I think there are some big don't overwork type signals happening, Taurus. Let's just have a quick look at your Mars. Where is that? Oh, that's 2032. Well, that doesn't help. Hang on, what are we? We're 2025? I don't even know what year it is. Let's have a look. May. Oh, your Mars is good. You can, but it's debilitated. See, it's a tricky one. Your Venus is stronger. So I'd say the magnetizing thing is going to be more powerful. You can, I mean, by all means do work. Yeah, I'm not saying don't do any work, but don't overwork. Or don't think that the solution is overworking. I think that's what it is. Sometimes it is. Sometimes we just need to snap out of it and work really hard. Sometimes we need that, but this is not that kind of month. It's like you might benefit from using feminine energy more. All right, so 12th May, we've got full moon in Libra, Vishaka Nakshatra. This is happening in your 6th house. So a cycle is closing out at work. You're also searching for how to make your work more meaningful. This is something about you want to cross to the next threshold. You want to grow. You want there to be more meaning. So ideas on how to make work more meaningful will occur to you around that full moon. And the 27th of May, we've got a new moon in Taurus, Rohini Nakshatra, and that's happening in your 1st house. So you can wish for anything that you've been longing for. This is your new moon, Taurus. So whatever you've felt that you need, wish for that. Anything you've been longing for or wanting or hoping. I've got here, know that the timing might be down to God, but this is the time to plant the seed. So plant that seed on the 27th of May, new moon, Taurus. Thank you so much for joining. We are now going to welcome Gemini. Gemini, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Gemini, Ascendant, Gemini Moon, or Gemini Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So Venus is direct, it's exalted, it's beautiful all month, and this is happening for you in your 10th house. So this is great energy to fall in love with your career again, or get excited about what you do for a living or what you want to do. Or this is something, if you're not working, this could be just your connection with the world. You being more grateful for the things of the world that have made you smile in the past, you know. There's something about you feeling that again, or connecting with sort of peace and a better connection with the world itself. Maybe you're detoxing from news and you are going out into nature more. Maybe it's that. So I've got here, this energy isn't about working or hustling. It's a great energy to magnetize what you need. And I've got here, law of attraction is especially powerful this month. Okay, so whatever it is that you need, you will draw it to you. It's all that, you know, relax, meditate, it will come in. Now the sun enters 12th house Taurus from mid-month onwards. So this actually might make it a bit hard to sleep, in which case it is good to do some of those law of attraction style meditations at night. If you're finding it hard to sleep, put on one of those guided meditations. This is the perfect month to be doing that. This sun in your 12th house, though, it will illuminate your thinking, as Mercury is there too. So you might be able to gain insights and or creative ideas. You might be able to figure out patterns or dynamics in your psyche that have been holding you back. Okay, so there's some illumination happening here in your subconscious mind. You will figure some things out. Now this is great energy as well for journaling. Journaling, just put your thoughts on the paper. That's also a way of letting go. It's also a way of getting what's in you out of you. It's a very good therapeutic technique, so definitely do that. So interesting. I was watching an interview, just quickly I'll mention, with Richard E. Grant, and he talked about, I still haven't finished the interview, I only watched half of it, I'll get back to it, but he said something about how there was this trauma that happened when he was a small child, and he intuitively knew to just write the story on paper. He kept a journal or something, and he wrote the story on paper, and he said it was a way of getting it out of me. How incredible. He, without, learning the technique, he just automatically did it. I think that's so incredible. So yeah, it's a very effective and powerful thing. So now on the 12th of May, there is a full moon in Libra Vishaka Nakshatra. It's happening in your 5th house. So a cycle regarding your children or your creativity is closing out at this time. So something is completing or finishing at this time. And I've got here, you will be able to deepen your relationships with your children at this time. And there is a new moon happening on the 27th of May in Taurus Rohini Nakshatra in your 12th house. So you can wish for a healing in your subconscious mind. And is there a habit that you'd like to overcome? This could be the new moon where you're able to clear that, or you're able to start a new habit or change things, or there could be some good energy here to make some kind of significant change with some kind of habit. Gemini, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. We are now going to welcome Cancer. Cancer, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Cancer Ascendant, Cancer Moon, or Cancer Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So now Venus is direct and exalted all month, and it's happening in your 9th house. So this is beautiful energy for traveling, especially traveling for work or for studies, or travel with some kind of purpose. There's some kind of purpose or mission or pilgrimage, or there's something you want to do, and it's connected in with travel. So it's a good month for that, or to be planning that or dreaming that up. I've got here, you might also meet a new teacher. You might find a course or a book or something that reignites your passion for learning. So there's something that really excites you when it comes to learning. And there's something magnetic about you this month as well. So people might be asking for your expertise and for your guidance. People might want you to teach them something new. Now, Sun enters 11th house Taurus mid-month onwards. So this is an excellent transit to capitalize on the hard work of the recent past. Okay, you've probably been working quite hard from a Sun perspective, and it's kind of now time to cash in. So I've got here, you might attract all kinds of new opportunities, new clients, wealth, your social media might grow, but the Sun is definitely moving through this beautiful 11th house for you, and it's quite magnetic because Venus is exalted as well. So yeah, that you might attract some new things at this time, or new work, a new job, any of that. Now, 12th of May, there's a full moon in Libra Vishaka Nakshatra. This is happening in your 4th house. So a cycle regarding your home or your relationship with your mother, or how you nurture yourself, some kind of cycle is closing out here, or something is completing. Maybe you're completing a project. Maybe a house renovation is being completed, something like that. But there's something closing out here. And on the 27th of May, there's a new moon in Taurus Rohini Nakshatra. It's happening in your 11th house. So this is a good time to wish for greater abundance in all of its forms. So that's money, love, new opportunities, experiences, adventures, even just like mental clarity and focus. I tend to wish for those things, that's always good. So yeah, because with that, you can be very creative and do lots of things. Well, Cancer, you've got some really good energy here. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are now going to welcome Leo. Leo, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. I'm just checking on the time. We're okay. What's happening, Leo? Well, Venus is direct and exalted all month. So this is very beautiful energy. This is happening in your 8th house. So this is great energy if you're in a partnership and things are going well. Okay, don't worry, I'll cover if it's not as well, because, you know, I know some people are in a partnership and it's going great, but then some people are in a partnership but it's in need of some healing or repair. But if things are good, try and take a little romantic getaway somewhere. This is a good time for that. If you're single, you might meet someone new, okay, and that is most likely through family or friends. So it could be something like that. Now, if you're in a relationship and it's challenged at this time, or it's a bit difficult, the exalted Venus energy is nice and it's healing. So what it will do is it will provide each of you with a bit of space and a bit of ease, and you'll be able to just regain, you might even be able to regain the momentum that was lost, or you know, things can improve basically. Venus exalted can be very healing, so each of you might be able to just take space, reflect, and kind of get back on track. So that's very much the energy of this month. Now, Sun enters 10th house Taurus from mid-month onwards. So this is an excellent time to be recognized for all your hard work of late. It could be a time of getting work if you're looking for work. It could be a time where you're getting new clients, or you're growing your social media, or maybe there's even a promotion or just recognition at work, or something along those lines. And I've got here, if you have good ideas, this is the time to share them. And on the 12th of May, we've got a full moon, Libra, Vishaka Nakshatra. It's happening in your 3rd house. So a cycle regarding your courage is closing out. And this could be something along the lines of shedding old, outdated, materialistic beliefs. So it's the kind of thing where you might not need proof before you take a leap. Okay, and that's good, right? We might be closing out an old way of being and going forward. Now you're going to be so much more courageous, and you're going to need less of a guarantee or material proof or whatever you needed before. You might not need that. You might just, I'm going to take the leap. Well, you're Leo. I mean, Leo's the gambler anyway, right? So you got a lot of that, but you might have even more of that after this full moon. So that's really good. Yeah, Leo takes a gamble. Oh yeah, Leo is a great gambler. I love that about Leo. I think it's one of the best parts of it. 27th May, there's a new moon in Taurus, Rohini Nakshatra, so that's happening in your 10th house. This is a great time to wish for the next adventure in your career, along with the tiny steps you will need to get there, because, you know, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one tiny little step. So we've got Mercury here as part of the new moon. So yes, you can wish for that next big adventure, but also be wishing for, okay, what are the tiny little things I need to do in order to make my way there? Leo, it's really good energy here. I'm excited for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are now going to welcome Virgo. Virgo, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Virgo Ascendant, Virgo Moon, or Virgo Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So now Venus is direct and exalted in your 7th house. So this is interesting energy here. It is, you will be very attractive and magnetic at this time, and you might find that you're drawing a lot of other people in. But if you are in a romantic partnership, I would say take care a little bit, manage expectations, don't expect too much. The energy is going to be much better for relationship for you. I've got here June onwards, okay, but May, there's still a little bit of, if things have been difficult in your partnership, this could be why. Now this Venus energy is good for business. It's good for growing networks. There's something about you shining at this time, and you can use law of attraction techniques with great effect at this time. So there's a lot of Venusian power here, a lot of feminine power and energy here, and I would say it's best used for work or growing something, or growing abundance, growing money. You might magnetize money at this time. So it's a really magnetic, beautiful energy. With the partnership thing, this could give you a bit of space with partner, and something could heal. So it could be really good for your relationship from that point of view, if you're in a relationship. Equally, if you're not in a relationship, you might meet someone. So this is good for that. Yeah. Now Sun enters Taurus, and that's your ninth house Taurus, from mid-month onwards. So this is good energy if you're wanting to impress senior people at work with your ideas, because, you know, we've got the Lord of Taurus, Venus, it's exalted, and it's in the 7th house here, and it's very attractive and magnetic. I've got here, remain humble and use your intuition, but it is a good time to showcase your talents to those who will listen. So some very nice energy here for you, Virgo. 12th May, there's a full moon happening in Libra, Vishaka Nakshatra. It's happening in your 2nd house. So a cycle regarding materialism is closing out, and you'll get a renewed perspective on what is truly important at this time. You know, we're all on some spectrum of that material life and ambition, aren't we? And I'm seeing it happen in the collective, actually. People are really changing. People are going for minimalism. People don't want to buy fancy stuff anymore. The culture and everything is changing. So yeah, you might observe some kind of shift within you. 12th May full moon, where, yeah, there's certain things that you used to aspire to have, and you're just, I don't want that anymore. And you're like, you're changing. So that's cool. Now on the 27th of May, there's a new moon in Taurus, Rohini Nakshatra. It's happening in your 9th house. So this is a great time to wish for a guru or teacher or inspiration for the next steps in your career. Mercury is here as part of this new moon, so yeah, you might be wishing for, so you could wish for a new teacher or a new guru, something like that, but equally you could be wishing for the next steps in your career to be shown to you. You could also be wishing for, especially if you want to teach something or share something or be an expert in something, you could wish for specifically the next steps on that pathway to be shown to you. You'll be given ideas, you'll be shown the way. So you can be wishing for that on the 27th of May. Virgo, thank you so much for tuning in. We are now going to welcome Libra. Libra, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Libra Ascendant, Libra Moon, or Libra Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. What have we got going on, Libra? Well, we have got Venus direct and exalted in your 6th house. Now, your Venus is in a Vipreet Raj Yoga, actually, so it's quite special. I didn't particularly identify that for any other sign. I should probably double check, but you've definitely got a Vipreet Raj Yoga. I checked for you, so that's all that counts. But you've got beautiful Venusian energy here. It's happening in your 6th house. Now, this is really good energy for your health, actually. So you might get a boost of energy. You might be feeling and looking radiant at this time. This is also the kind of time where if you get some early nights and devote time to self-care, you can truly shine at this time. So just, you know, really look after your physical body, and you can be very radiant and just be feeling great at this time. I've got here, it's not the best energy for your romantic partnership. So if you're in a relationship and things become a little bit tricky or difficult, or you might just go through a bit of a patch where you just need a bit more space, need to not expect much from the other person, and just be grateful for the small things that they do. That's going to help. Okay, so that's what I see there with the relationship energy. There will be better Venus transits for you later on, and usually, when Venus is going through the 6th and the 7th house, that is a bit of a tricky. Let's have a look, Libra. I'm curious now. How long is Venus going to be not fantastic for? I mean, we're looking to about July. July onwards, Venus is going to really improve for you. So it could be, if you're in a relationship, it might just be a little bit of a patch where, it's just where it is. But relationship can really improve, as I say, July onwards for you. Now, Sun enters 8th, and when it's like that, you can just devote yourself more to your work, look after your own physical body, take some space. That's going to be helpful. Now, Sun enters 8th house Taurus from mid-month onwards, so this energy will illuminate the hidden agendas of people around you. Wow, Libra, you might become quite powerful with this knowledge, so that is interesting. The other thing about Sun in the 8th is it might be a little bit physically draining or taxing or cause additional expenses. Okay, so it could go in either direction there. I've got here, if you suspect that something isn't right, listen to that voice. And I've got here, your sun sees something you might not. So that's some interesting guidance that somebody might need. I remember when I wrote this line yesterday, I was a bit, that's interesting. So I don't know, someone might need that. I'll read it again. It says here, if you suspect something isn't right, listen to that voice. I mean, which we should do all the time anyway. You've always got to listen to your intuition. But I've got here, your sun sees something you might not. So that's interesting. Your sun energy is strong because Lord of the Sun is exalted across this month. So yeah, you might get some insights, Libra, which could be very important. Now, 12th of May, there's a full moon in Libra, Vishaka Nakshatra. This is happening in your 1st house. This is your full moon. It's beautiful. Now, I've got here 12th May, full moon, your full moon. A cycle regarding one way of living might be closing out, which will enable your spiritual growth to really flourish after this point. So this is a point that you can look forward to, because I think you'll be closing out some kind of, and it could be some kind of, let's have a look here. I sort of want to say some kind of hidden aspect or dynamic. And that's possibly because, let's have a look. I don't know why I'm using the word hidden there. Interesting. Okay, well, let's go with that because that is coming up. You're closing something out that it could be hidden, it could be subconscious, in the subconscious mind. So I've got here, a cycle regarding one way of living might be closing out, which will enable your spiritual growth to flourish unhindered. Yeah. I think this is going to be a good full moon for you. I think you might feel renewed and more free to be your full self after this full moon. That's really something to look forward to. Wow. And on the 27th of May, there's a new moon in Taurus, Rohini Nakshatra. It's happening in your 8th house. So this is a great time to wish for a well-honed psychic or occult gift to crack open for you. And I have seen this happen in the lives of my clients, as well as various teachers and people that I tune into, that, a well-honed psychic gift from past lives cracks open, and you have access and use, and it's like, wow, I didn't know I could do this or that, but then you can. So it could be that a new moon is, the 27th May new moon is where something, and this is to do with your psyche, so it's 8th house, some occult gift, psyche, intuition, something like this could be enhanced. You may have more access to that 27th of May onwards. Libra, I want to thank you so much for joining. We are now going to welcome Scorpio. Scorpio, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Scorpio Ascendant, Scorpio Moon, or Scorpio Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So Venus is direct and exalted all month. And this is happening for you in your 5th house. Oh, this is beautiful. This is so dreamy, Scorpio. I love this. I've got here, this is very romantic and lovely energy. Great if you're in a couple or if you are single. And it's also great energy for spending quality time with your broader family and I would say, and especially your children. If you have children, this is beautiful energy to be creative, to play, to have fun. Do something where you lose track of time and, you could create some incredible memories at this time. I've got here, you might have extra energy and feel inspired to improve your home in some way. And something about life becomes more beautiful at this time. Now, if you're in a relationship and it's been a bit difficult or you've been going through some stuff, this is nice energy that could just help balance things out. It could be healing in some way. It could give each of you just time and space to reflect, and things can smooth out with this energy. So hang in there, Scorpio, if you're going through something. Now, Sun enters 7th house Taurus from mid-month onwards. Right, yeah, this could impact relationship as well. Could make things challenging. I've got here, this could go two ways. Either you are a lot more empathetic towards others, or it can be that some might find it hard to get close to you. So you're either finding that you are insightful with other people, you can almost see into them and figure things out more easily. That's with the Sun in the 7th house Taurus mid-month onwards. But equally it could be that, you might, or that others might find it hard to get close to you, is possible. Or it could also be that your self needs become more highlighted at this time as well. I've got here, it could be good energy if you are a business person or have some creative thing to offer other people. One point is that you are definitely shining at this time, okay? So that's great. So you're shining, other people will see that. You could be recognized at work as well for the hard work that you've been doing. So yeah, it is good energy, but it's a little bit mixed as well. Now that I'm looking at your Sun position. But Venus is great, so that's good. Now 12th of May, there's a full moon in Libra, Vishaka Nakshatra. It's happening in your 12th house. So if there are beliefs in your subconscious that have been holding you back, they could close out at this time. And on the 27th of May, there's a new moon in Taurus, Rohini Nakshatra. It's happening in your 7th house. So this is a great time to wish for a partner if you are single, or a deepening of a bond if you have someone at this time. I'm wishing you well, Scorpio. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are now going to welcome Sagittarius. Sagittarius, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Sagittarius Ascendant, Sagittarius Moon, or Sagittarius Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. Oh, this is lovely, what you've got here, Sag. You've got Venus, as every sign does, exalted and direct for the whole month, but yours is happening in the 4th house. I love this. So this is beautiful energy for spending time at home and loving it. You won't feel cabin fever or like you want to go somewhere else. You'll feel like, no, I want to be at home and I want to enjoy myself at home. So you're at home, you're spending time with the family, possibly you're cooking up something delicious. Great energy I've got here for buying a new car. I don't know if anyone's buying a new car, but there it is. It's good energy for that. Or buying gear or stuff that makes life more comfortable. Maybe it's house stuff. Maybe you're buying some house stuff. I don't know. But this is great energy for feeling comfortable. It's great energy for looking after your health and well-being. It's good energy for taking time out just for you. So just time to enjoy. I've got here indulge, say no to invitations that don't suit you, because you'll also love being on your own at this time as well. This could be a time where you want to be at home, and you want to enjoy that. You want to relax. This is also relaxation type of energy. Now the sun enters 6th house Taurus from mid-month onwards. So this is winning energy. You can win at work, you can beat the competition. This is also good for success in legal cases or any of that. You might be shining at work, so share your ideas at this time when it comes to career. On the 12th of May, there's a full moon in Libra Vishaka Nakshatra. It's happening in your 11th house. So something might close out regarding friends or relationships with siblings. And when this thing closes out, it's some dynamic or pattern that you've got going on in friendships or with siblings. When that thing closes out, that will enable you to grow spiritually. You know, it's like maybe you've always had a certain role with some people, and maybe you're tired of that. Maybe you're tired of, you know, you want to be different. You don't want people to see you the same way. It could also be that as well. So something about you breaking free of that and growing spiritually after this 12th May full moon. And 27th May, there's a new moon in Taurus Rohini Nakshatra. It's happening in your 6th house. So this is a great time to wish for next steps in career to be shown to you, and for inspiration on how to bring more meaning into your days as well. So Sagittarius, it's looking like a very good month for you. I'm excited. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are now going to welcome Capricorn. Capricorn, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. I'm checking on the time. We're okay. Now, we've got Venus exalted and direct all month. This is great news. So this is happening in your 3rd house. This is excellent energy for socializing, meeting new people. If you are single, you might meet the love of your life. Who knows? There's something lit up and stylish about you at this time, Capricorn. And I've got here, you might even want to experiment with your personal style and how you present yourself. Now, the sun enters the 5th house, Taurus, from mid-month onwards. So this might put some focus on your financial investments. It could even bring about some extra expenses at this time. I've got here, you will be feeling creative though. So if you have time to engage in creative hobbies, definitely do that. Set some time aside to just do fun stuff, you know, because Venus and Sun is Leo, it's play, it's children. It's also great energy you've got here for time with your children, definitely. So this is, yeah, play, fun stuff, do things where you lose track of time, all of that. Now the 12th of May, we've got a full moon in Libra Vishaka Nakshatra. It's happening in your 10th house. So something might close out regarding your career at this time. And on the 27th of May, we've got a new moon in Taurus Rohini Nakshatra. It's happening for you in your 5th house. So this is a great time to wish for a partner if you are single, or to wish for children if you'd like to expand your family. Or if none of that applies, it could be that you're wishing for new creative ideas. You know, you want to bring something, it's like that, get something from heaven and materialize it here on earth, bring heaven to earth. It's that kind of energy. You might be inspired. Some inspiration might come from that other side at this time. Capricorn, I want to thank you so much for joining. We are now going to welcome Aquarius. Aquarius, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Aquarius Ascendant, Aquarius Moon, or Aquarius Sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So now we've got Venus direct and exalted all month. It's happening in your 2nd house. So this is excellent energy for socializing. This could be with childhood friends. This could be with family or friends of your family. It's great energy. This one's interesting. It's great energy for eating out. I don't know if that applies for anyone. I hardly eat out these days. I think something about the pandemic years is just, I don't know. I don't really do that anymore. I do go to the occasional cafe, a little, you know, muffin and a hot chocolate or something has been known to happen. But yeah, I must admit, I don't eat out much anymore. But Aquarius, for you, who knows, maybe you're all going out doing something different. I've got here, it could be that you're trying a healthy new recipe that becomes a favorite staple. And I had this happen recently. I discovered zucchini fritters and I loved them. I made it. I wasn't sure. I was a bit like, I don't know, this might go badly. So I actually bought the extra stuff to make something else if that went badly. But I was so amazed. I did a good job and I loved it. And I'm like, this is a new staple. It's like, this is a new go-to snack. So you might find something like that at this time, Aquarius. It's amazing how simple things can just be so much fun, you know, or just bring a lot of joy. So look out for that this month. Some simple thing it just might make you so happy. I've got here, you might also start a new savings habit or savings plan, and somehow this is going to feel fun or easy to do. I know for me with admin things, it's never fun or easy, but I'm actually discovering, do you know what? Jupiter is about to enter Gemini. And I think we're all going to find a little bit of enthusiasm for fine detail projects or boring things that we don't want to do. It's amazing. I think it's Jupiter in Gemini that's coming up. It's bringing some good energy. That's what I'm feeling. So now the Sun enters 4th house Taurus from mid-month onwards. So this puts the focus on your home or belongings. Something might be in need of repair, or there might be some extra expenses that crop up. Equally, you might get some inspiration on how to improve things in the future. So you might get some good ideas or inspiration on what you'd like to do or how you'd like to change your home. Now on the 12th of May, we've got a full moon in Libra, Vishaka Nakshatra. This is happening for you in your 9th house. So something might close out regarding either authority figures, that could be your boss or your teacher, or it could be your father. Something could be closing out there, and it might be enabling you to become the authority of your own life. Okay, so there's something where we've got a full moon here on the 12th of May. There's something closing out where perhaps you always did things a certain way, or you always followed a certain authority or principle or rule or something, but you that's just going to close out and you're going to make your own rule, or you're going to take up your own authority, or you're going to do it differently, or so something closing out here on 12th of May, full moon. It's in relation to authority and responsibility as well. Now 27th May, there's a new moon in Taurus, Rohini Nakshatra. It's happening in your 4th house. So this is a great time to wish for new things that will add to your comfort in life. And these are material things. So this could be, you could be wishing for a new house or a car or material things, something that you just love. You'd be like, I'd love to have that one day. Maybe you're planting the seed now, but it's God's timing and maybe it will come in later. And now Aquarius moons. Any Aquarius moon people here? My Sagittarius people, how are you doing? Just thought I'd check in with you. I've got here, hang in there, Aquarius moon. You're in that last phase of Sagittarius. I know that some of you are going through some really tough things at this time, but I would just say hang in there, because your reward time is coming. Saturn is watching everything. Saturn is seeing how hard you're working. Saturn is seeing what you're doing. He doesn't forget anything. He sees everything, and you are due good things and it will come. What Saturn does is Saturn has only 3 windows of 2.5 years within a 30-year cycle. In those 3 windows, he gives big, because he's been watching you for many years and he's been seeing all the hard work you've been doing. Saturn never forgets, and the payments get made. So your due is coming, Aquarius. You just got to hang in there. And I mean, if that applies, if you're an Aquarius ascendant or sun, take it. Take what applies. But definitely for the moon, Aquarius moons out there, you're just in that last bit, and the better times, they are coming. So you keep hanging in there. We are now going to welcome Pisces. Pisces, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. So this is Pisces ascendant, Pisces moon, or Pisces sun, as per the sidereal Vedic system of astrology. So now Venus is direct and exalted all month, and it's happening in your first house. This is all about you. This is beautiful, Pisces. So this is excellent energy for your physical body. It's a great time for you to devote time to self-care. Look after yourself, nourish yourself, do a bit of exercise if you need exercise, rest if you need rest, eat healthy. I've got here, if you devote time to self-care, you can really shine at this time. Do all the things that help you to feel good and to look great at this time too. Also, some early nights might be in order. Maybe you want to sleep more. All of that, that's all good stuff. Now let's have a look. Your sun. Oh, this is beautiful, Pisces. So sun enters third house Taurus from mid-month onwards. So this is excellent energy for building social networks, building up your career, working on a passion project, or doing things that you love. I've got here, it's a great time to present ideas or to go for job interviews. You can definitely land a new job or new clients at this time. And I've got here, you will be courageous and you will succeed at this time. So you've got this winning sun energy. It's really, really great. So definitely make the most of that. It's mid-month onwards. It will last to about mid-month June. I'll just double check that actually, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be mid-month mid-month June. I think I should be saying, let me see. So how long is your sun in Taurus for? Yeah, till about 13, 14 June. Good energy, really, really good. On the 12th of May, we've got a full moon in Libra Vishaka Nakshatra. It's happening in your 8th house. So something might close out regarding your in-laws or in a partnership if you are with someone. Equally, if that doesn't particularly apply, you might be getting an aha or an insight that helps improve your intuitive or psychic gifts at this time. So that's on the 12th of May, full moon. You might be extra psychic on that day or very insightful on that day. Could also be that if you're emotional, the emotions might be quite full on that day as well. So that's just something to bear in mind. It could be quite an emotional full moon as well. Connecting in with relationships just in general. Now on the 27th of May, there's a new moon in Taurus Rohini Nakshatra. It's happening in your 3rd house. So this is a great time to wish for the courage needed to carve new paths in the future. And courage is the one thing you need in any new venture. So interesting. I was doing a client session with someone just yesterday, and yes, we had quite a good chat about fear versus courage. And she knows that she just needs courage. And if she has that, she can take that new path. But yeah, sometimes, you know, we have to work with that. Because, yeah, if the courage isn't there, then we've got to build that. And then we can build the new path. So on the 27th May, with that new moon energy, when we're planting a seed, and what do we wish for? You know, for you could be wishing for courage, a real boost in courage that will help you take up a new path in the future. All right, now let's have a look. I've got a little note for my Sadhisati moon people. So Pisces moon people, any moon people here. I just got the note here that things might be a bit Groundhog Day still. Yes, that is possible. You might be experiencing a bit of Groundhog Day, or, you know, and depending on where your moon is, if it's in the early degrees, you might be experiencing tension or difficulties. Equally, if your moon is in the later degrees of Pisces, you know, where things get challenging, you might not be there yet. Because it's really when Saturn passes over the moon where it, you know, things can be a bit full on at that time. One of you had asked in the comments last time, I think you said, about books to read, that you'd love a book to read or a suggestion. Well, I thought I'd just let you know you could come onto my Patreon. I'll do a little thing by my side, and I've got a book club there. So there we cover really great books like You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. That's a classic. I recommend that to everyone. But the book that I read repeatedly, it's called Happiness is Free. It's by Lester Levinson, and I really love it. I've read it many times, and I keep going back to it, and I keep changing my highlights, and I just love it. So if you're looking for a book, one of you did in the comments say The Greatness of Saturn is good. Thank you so much for replying to that person. That was so kind of you. I don't know, I'm guessing it's somewhere here in Pisces, because I think I only talked about books in Pisces in last time's episode, so that's why I'm sharing all this with you here. But thank you to the viewer who suggested The Greatness of Saturn. Yeah, that is a terrific read. I've recommended that to Sadi people before, and I'll recommend that every now and then. I'll just remember to suggest that. That is something that I might create an episode on the book club, actually, so that people can you could just tune in for that. We might do that one day. But yeah, definitely having one go-to book that you read and reread. You could use it as an oracle as well, especially with a paperback or a hard copy, not the Kindle. It's hard to do on Kindle, but if you had like a physical copy of a book, you could just use that as an oracle and just open it and be like, okay, I need something from here. I do that with, it's not on the shelf. I was looking at my shelf. It's on the other shelf. It's called, I think it's called Ponder on This by Alice Bailey. I think I've got that right. I use that as an oracle book. I just open it. Okay, what do I need? Love that. So yeah, and I bought that secondhand. It was really cheap. So you can check that out. But guys, I'm going to wrap up here. Oh, the memory card is just about to time out on me. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you next time.